Maybe it's a relationship that feels one-sided. Maybe it's a career path that no longer excites you, or maybe it's a version of yourself that you've outgrown but afraid to release. Sometimes we hold on because of guilt. Sometimes it's fear, the fear of the unknown, of loneliness, of regret. And sometimes it's just a habit. I don't care about that anymore. Oh, when you reach my age and when this. And so I just always waited for that feeling of being like, I want to think like them and I want to be able to feel like that. Hi, my friends. Welcome back to Living Your Truest Self. If you're new here, I'm a life and success coach, a mama, a woman who's walked through deep loss and big change, and someone who knows what it feels like to not fit the mold. This is a space for the ones who've always felt a little different, a little too much, or not enough. Here we break free from the pressure to perform, and we show up as a whole self, messy, real, and powerful. Yes, I said powerful because I think it's important to know that power stands when you can just truly be yourself. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many of us wrestle with at different points in our life. How do we know when to hold on and fight for something, and when it's time to just simply let go? Maybe it's a relationship that feels one-sided. Maybe it's a career path that no longer excites you, or maybe it's a version of yourself that you've outgrown but afraid to release. How do we know if we're giving up too soon or staying too long in something that's no longer meant for us? This is one of the hardest decisions we have to face. Today, I want to walk through it with you because I feel like it's something we all go through, and there's no skipping that. There's no fast forward through that. There's no right way to handle it. And I think it's just nice to have different points of view and perspectives to bounce off of. No matter where you are, you're not alone. Let's dive in and figure it out together. I think the main discussion here that I want to talk about, it's how holding on is versus letting go. Why is letting go so hard? Well, let's be real. Most of us were raised with the idea that letting go is kind of a failure. That if we're just tried harder, stayed longer, or gave more, things will eventually work out. Everything's going to be good in the end. Keep on going. But that's not always true. Holding on for the wrong reasons can also be damaging, or more damaging than walking away too soon. Sometimes we hold on because of guilt. Sometimes it's fear, the fear of the unknown, of loneliness, of regret. And sometimes it's just a habit, staying in something because it's familiar, even if it's no longer good for us. I don't know if it's the fact that I turned 40 last year or what it was that shifted in me, but I remember always feeling like if I wasn't feeling good in a relationship or a friendship, it was something wrong with me. I was the problem. I had to try to make it work regardless of how I felt, of sometimes feeling like I was drained from the connection. Sometimes I felt drained from the conversation, the hang, the relationship in and of itself. And I've always been pretty independent with not the need of having to be around people. I love being in big circles, but I'm also very happy to sometimes have just some quiet space and be on my own. But for some reason, sometimes I just let the relationship override my sense of well-being. And I started reflecting on this and feeling like, oh my God, like how can I get out of friendships? How can I get out of relationships? It was so hard for me to just let go. Like, oh, when they invite, I'm just going to say no. I had a very hard time with this. And I always have had friends that are my age, younger, but I tend to hang with older people, I guess, because I just been always more mature, having to be the older sister in a family of 10. I guess I matured earlier. And I remember having conversations with my girlfriends that were over 40, and they would just tell me, Chris, one day you're just gonna not care. And I wanted to have that feeling of how do you not give two F's about something and they would say, you're gonna not care. When you're talking with your girlfriends and you're just like, oh, this and that, bouncing things off and putting yourself out there on this. And they were like, oh, I don't care about that anymore. Oh, when you reach my age and when this. And so I just always waited for that feeling of being like, I want to think like them and I want to be able to feel like that I don't care, but not have it bother me, because not caring is something I can do. But then I think about it. Did I do the right thing? Did I not do the right thing? Like, did I give up on the relationship? Was it my problem? Should I have stayed? Should I have not? All these things. So I just was always wondering, when is it going to happen to me? Until it did. I just one day had this aha moment. I know it sounds cliche to say, but I was like, nope, not making the effort, not going to start spiraling in my head, going back and forth. If I should have not, did I do the right thing? Did I not? Should I say this? Should I say that? How can I get out of it without hurting somebody's feeling? Just like simply like not caring. It's done. This relationship is not feeding me, is not giving me anything that in this moment I need. So why make the effort? I just let go. It became so clear and easier to just stop watering the weeds in my life. I let go. And that gave me so much freedom. I still care a lot about a few people, but from a distance. I don't know how to explain it. Really, there is no other way about it. Not all relationships come into our life to stay. Some are really just temporary. They are there for that moment, and then you grow apart. I love cooking, so I'll put it in those terms. Some people are condiments, others are the stars of the dish. So both are the essence and they give great value to what you're eating, but they're not equally as important. Putting pepper or parsley on a dish is not the same as if you're missing the protein. So, I've learned that letting go isn't about giving up. It's about making space for what truly aligns with you, for what nurtures you instead of depleting you. And that distinction, it can change everything. There is differences, when to hold on. Before we talk about letting go, let's talk about the other side. When should you stay? Because not every tough situation is a sign to walk away. Some things are worth fighting for. There is still growth happening if the situation, relationship, or career is challenging you in ways that help you evolve. It may be worth staying. Growth isn't comfortable, and sometimes our biggest breakthroughs come from the struggle. There's effort on both sides. No relationship, whether romantic, professional, or personal, is perfect. But if both are staying actively working on it, then there's hope. You're living out of fear, not clarity. Be honest with yourself. Are you walking away because it's no longer aligned, or because you're scared of falling, being judged, or facing the discomfort of staying? Fear should never be the reason to let go. I've had moments in my life where I just really wanted to walk away, but deep down, I knew I wasn't done. I shouldn't let go. That's the difference. If something is still teaching you, pushing you, challenging you, and calling you to grow, maybe it's not time to walk away just yet. And then there's the other side of it, when to let go. Let's talk about the times when letting go isn't just necessary, but it's healthy. It's time to let go when you are the only one holding it together. If a relationship, a friendship, or a job is completely one-sided and you're carrying the weight, that's a sign. Love, effort, and respect should never be one-directional. If you feel like you're the one putting in the effort into whatever you're doing and it's not being matched by whomever this effort is going to, then just let go. If it's costing you your peace, if something is draining you more than it's filling you, ask yourself, is this truly serving me? Or am I forcing something that is no longer meant for me? Because those situations arise constantly. You keep shrinking to fit in. Growth means change. If you feel like you make yourself smaller, quieter, or less of yourself to keep something in your life, that's not alignment. That's self-abandonment. You've outgrown it. Some friendships, careers, or even beliefs serve us for a reason. Then it's time to move forward. In my life, I've had to make a hard choice, picking up and moving from a good job in the States. Me and my husband had a good life going on there. Both two good careers going on, a nice house, vacation, whatever you want to call it. And it was very hard to let go of being in a good place to saying, let's start from scratch in Italy. And we did do that. And now I would never go back. But it wasn't easy at the beginning. It challenged us. It definitely put us through some tough times. And, it made us question, did we make the right decision? But when something's questioning you, did you make the right decision? But it's not because of the fact that you feel depleted, but mainly because it has to do with maybe still looking for a job, still searching your career, trying to see if your life can work in a place doesn't necessarily mean you should give up right away. So looking back now, 13 years that we've been in Italy, it's been amazing. I mean, we've gotten to a place where we are good, we're comfortable, and we probably would never go back. But at that moment, it was hard to let go of all of that and just choose to make this decision. And sometimes that's what life challenges you with. One of the scariest things about letting go is that you don't always know what's on the other side. But here's what I want you to hold on to. Every time you let go of something that no longer aligns, you make room for something that does. We only have so much space and time. And so if we're full of things that just don't align with us, we're not making space for what we want and quite possibly need. Here are practical tips how to make the decision. Pause and reflect. Ask yourself, if nothing changed, would I still want this in a year? Sometimes we hold on to hoping things will improve, but if nothing shifted, would you still be happy? Talk it through. Seek guidance from someone you trust, a friend, a coach, even journaling. Sometimes speaking it out loud gives you the clarity you need. But with this, I want to make like a little note. Don't get advice from people that you don't respect. So leave that out. Check your emotions. Are you holding on out of love and growth or out of fear and guilt? Don't let the thoughts get the best of you. Your mind and heart know what you need, so let go when it's time. The why behind your decision matters. Give yourself permission to trust your gut. Deep down, you usually already know the answer. The hard part is accepting it. If you have that feeling and you know in your gut that you must let go, let go. What is meant for you won't miss you. If you let go, release with love. Not everything has to end in conflict. I know sometimes it's better to let it go if you fight because, that way there's anger in it. We fought, I let go, and this and that, but that's not it. Closure doesn't always come from others. Release with grace and love and just the peace in your heart. All right, now it's your turn. Drop a comment below. What's something you've struggled to hold on to or let go of? Let's talk about it together. If this episode spoke to you, you know it. Hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe. Letting go isn't about losing, it's about choosing yourself. And I promise you, the things meant for you, they'll never require you to lose yourself to keep them. See you next time.